Good evening. Hope everyone can hear me good. This is Straight Talk, in which we usually do every week, but we've been behind because we've been traveling and various things. But I want to talk to you briefly concerning our Straight Talk. Please forget all my sinus and congestion. I got the rest, but I want going to be long, but I wanted to get on here and get some different perspectives of what took place. Prophet Roderick Woodson, what's up, man? How are you all? Hopefully, everyone is doing well. So do this. Hey, Jackie, good to see you. Um, um, Good to see you all. Uh, it's amazing how God is, what God has done, or what God is going to do in the lives of His people. Now, I need you all to do me a favor. I need you to like and share. There is um, a popular video to understand Michigan athletics. You have to understand the dynamics of these rivals. Um, these rivals. The rivals. You have Michigan, Michigan State. You have Western and Central. You have um, Central Michigan football against Michigan State. It's a huge rival. In fact, riots have been some of these riots have followed up after these games. And then you have the big brother Michigan against the little brother Michigan State, the Sparties. It's been a rival for a long time, and I'm not advocating any violence towards any another, but in the culture of sports, violence is part of the culture in some aspects. It's amazing me. It's kind of hypocritical that I can almost put you in a coma during the game, but after the game, I have to leave you alone. You can't be bothered. You can't be touched. So I have this video. So it was compiled and it was shared with me, and we were talking about the Michigan State, Michigan rival, and the thing that took place. And I want to show you something in this video that we have compiled. John Wynn, what's up, man? That we have compiled together, and I think it's going to explain some things to us as it relates to sports. And then I would ask you a couple of questions in regards to do Muslims uphold the Bible more than Christians? I want to talk to you about that briefly on what's on this real quick. So I'm not going to be long, but I want to get this to you real quick. So do me a favor, tag and share some people. Um, tag and share real quick because I'm not going to be long um, at all. So let's look at this video. I'm gonna come back and then you all explain to me what's happening. All right.
These teams need to be separated. The emotion boils over on the last play of the game as Gillespie goes to the end zone. And it's a sea of Carolina blue and State red.
As both benches empty here at the end of the first half in Conway.
Well, they said it's the Mormons versus the Mullets. They got the shirts going around down here in Conway. A little feisty.
Play by Darius Sample, and then a fight down on the field. Wow. Did not expect to see this. And now the officials are going to have some issues on their hands clearing this one up.
Yeah, there's really no needs for that, I mean.
And now a whole Virginia Lynchburg bench coming out. This is not a good scene. And now a push from behind. And Larry Scott trying to keep his guys.
And now both teams creeping out onto the field here at Spectrum Stadium. Not the scene you want to see.
There were some legitimate punches thrown, which doesn't seem to make sense with everyone having the helmet on. So there might be some players that are disqualified from this contest. You see Dylan Gabriel.
Mike, this is what you can't have happen. This is not good. This is not good.
There was a little bit of kerosene on the ground. Somebody threw a match on it, and things have exploded.
Flags and more chippiness.
Knucklehead on the field. That's causing the delay. We're not going to show it to you. Jack Folliard. Letting things go, and now we've got some of the players who are mixing it up, and this has a potential to get ugly. Some players are on the field fighting, and the benches are emptying. Mayhem is broken out here at the end of the first half. And some knucklehead ran from the stands and distracted the officials. Some of the players waiting to line up for the final play of the first half got together. UCLA understandably frustrated with the emotions boiling over. And now as this has moved toward the end zone to our right, the sides appear to have been separated.
It's a fight that has fans fired up.
I was just shocked.
I think they should have given the old, but they didn't do that.
A home opener they'll never forget.
I haven't seen someone get dicked in the face like that.
It starts when UC Riverside's Eddie Young gets caught in a rundown. Look closely. As Young is tagged out, he appears to hold on to the glove of Sac State's Andrew Ayers. Ayers pushes Young. Then Young comes back and punches Ayers so hard it knocks his glasses off. It's a haymaker that even the coaches were stunned by.
Ayers reacted the way he should have. I didn't think he did anything wrong, and their guy retaliated.
There was some serious swinging going on out there, and I haven't seen that in one of our games in probably 6-8 years.
A second after it started, Sac State's Will Soto tackles Young, and the bench is clear.
I've never seen anything like that in all the years I've been watching baseball.
Players on both sides were ejected, but it's this kind of sportsmanship that may hurt the whole team.
This is how they're going to be remembered for their college careers, and certainly today is not the way they want to be remembered.
Bill Horrenda with Positive Coaching Alliance, a national nonprofit organization that teaches sportsmanship, says this fight is a teachable moment.
For all parties involved, it's an opportunity to stop and reassess the culture that they're building with their teams for the coaches.
But for fans, the bench-clearing brawl created a new rival. At Sac State, I'm Richard Sharp.
In the middle, I don't know what you're doing, then skip to my Lou, number one, who's the guy who gets jumped, comes right there, skip to my Lou, skip to my Lou, skip to my Lou, into the middle of Michigan State. Listen, I'm not saying you can jump a guy, kick him 20-on-1, but why was he on their side of the tunnel? Why was he going in? I'm a Michigan man, but we are a little to blame. It doesn't justify the action, but enough with the assault and police. Settle on the field. We were both kind of in the wrong. Doesn't make it right. Beat the shit out of them in East Lansing and call it a day next year. That's it.
So there you have it. This is nothing new. It's interesting that in past times through baseball, football, prestigious colleges that you've seen across the country have literally got into brawls. Fists were thrown, punches were thrown. No one was called a thug. No one was sought of criminal prosecution. In fact, one of the coaches even said the guy got what he deserved. He swung on him, so he got jumped. Consequently, I seen the other video. Getting hit with a helmet is very severe, and extent of a game should be suspended. But to have players to be, in particular pastors, I'm here in Michigan, calling for the prosecution of these young men is just way out of order and out of line. And you out of line. I don't know what political office you're running for, but that's just out of line. So how do you judge this? You've seen the last brawl, two baseball teams were brawling this, and one of the guys said it should be used as a teachable moment. How can we teach our young athletes? There's many ways we can penalize them without prosecuting them. I'm not saying that their right was wrong or wrong was right. I am saying that it does not warrant a prosecution case. Also, to me, it looked like number one was the instigator. You see, all of the Michigan players were allowing Michigan State to come in. this one little guy, he started skipping, and number 33 tried to hold him and say, "Don't go now." And he broke loose from number 33, went into the tunnel in the midst of Michigan State, and it seemed like he was skipping and taunting them. And quite naturally, it looked like he got what he was looking for. So, it happens all the time in sports. And then in sports, it's really not about if you're black or white. When your team get to fighting, you're sitting there, everyone fights. That's just, maybe some will break it up, but generally, everybody's going to throw blows. It's not about race or black and white, trying to make it a black and white issue. Truth of the matter is, in sports, you fight with your teammates, and your teammates fight with you. And for those that don't understand that, so that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to just get on here and show you a different perspective. Yes, fighting and assaulting is wrong, but that does not warrant a assault charge, because you got to understand the culture of football, college football. Football players fight all the time. Basketball players fight all the time. Sports, period. So we're going to indict everybody. Are we going to call everybody thugs? The video I just showed you, are we going to call them thugs as well? No, we need to really look at it both angles and both aspects. And then Michigan needs to be held accountable too, because this is not the first event that takes place in the big house where these teams, because it's one tunnel, have had altercations. Okay. Why? The question is, why did he run, breaking loose from his teammate number 33, and run in the midst of MSU after they just got the most embarrassing whooping from the rivalry? You listen, Michigan State plays all year for one game. Michigan plays all year for two games, Ohio State and Michigan State. And when you get your behind whooped like that, and then you get taunted, things happen. Is it right? No, but things happen. You don't do that. He could have waited and walked in with his team, but it seemed like he was a little instigator there. All right, so let's be mindful of that. And then the last question I have is, in fact, does Muslims believe or uphold more of the standards of the Word of God than most Christians? That's all I wanted for today. I'm not feeling that well, getting recovered, but that's all I wanted to ask you. Choice blessings.